Sir, civilians are not permitted beyond this point.
I'm trying to find my wife. She was assigned here.
Then I'm sorry, this is a quarantine zone.
She's a nurse, not a patient.
All personnel are required to remain inside the perimeter until further notice.
You can't keep people locked up in there.
The staff were fully briefed on the situation.
The hell they were. She left for work 3 days ago, expecting to be home that evening.
Look, you can leave your name and I'll try to get word to her.
It's Hayes. Henry Hayes.
Hayes, got it. Now go home, Mr. Hayes. It's not safe to be running around out here.
We're screwed. Any way you look at it, absolutely screwed.
Come on, Henry, we'll figure it out.
How, huh? We're running out of food. It's been weeks since the last supply drop. I don't think any more are coming.
We're not going to starve.
A heaping plate of wishful thinking isn't going to cut it. Our crops aren't coming along fast enough or well enough.
Have you been out there lately? The city is a buffet of wild game. There's more raccoons hanging out on K Street than there used to be lobbyists.
It doesn't do us any good if we're on lockdown in here. Those fucking outcasts are hell-bent on wiping us off the map.
Henry, we're going to pull through. We can eat grasshoppers and kudzu if we have to. This ain't Jamestown. We're not going to end up as cannibals.
I'm sorry. You're right. You're right. I just lost perspective there for a minute.
You've got a heavy load, that's for sure. But you got us this far. I'm with you all the way.
Let's get the unhappy business out of the way. We're making some changes. I doubt you're going to like them, but we have two choices. Pull together and work hard, or die. First off, from now on, everybody works. Everybody. You don't find a way to pitch in, you're out on your own. It's not fair for the people who work the hardest and risk the most to support folks that sit by. Obviously, exceptions will be made for the injured and infirm, and we're not going to have kids working in coal mines, but anybody can contribute by doing simple chores. It's mostly luck that got us this far. If we're going to survive, it's going to take sacrifice and the hardest work we've ever done. Anybody who isn't willing to do their share can't stay here. It's as simple as that. It's asking too much of them.
You think there's any other choice?
This isn't sustainable. I'm pushing them too hard.
Everybody understands the situation, Henry. It sucks, but nobody questions that it's necessary.
Well, then maybe it's asking too much of me.
Again, what choice is there?
See if you can get in touch with Kelso.
You really think the division is going to ride to our rescue?
All I know is we aren't likely to get help if we don't ask for it.
What the hell is that? I'm not eating it. Suit yourself. What is it?
Stew.
No fucking shit.
What do you want to hear? It's beef bourguignon, just with some substitutions.
I'm asking a serious question.
Look, either eat the fucking stew or don't eat the fucking stew. If you want to be a big boy, try it and see if you like the taste. Then if you really, really want to know what's in it, I'll tell you.
I don't know what to do.
You already did all you could.
He just slipped away. 1 second he was there looking at me, and then he wasn't.
I'm sure it made it better for him, having you there. It's gonna be hard for a time. Real hard. You're gonna keep playing it back in your head. You've got to try not to.
How do I stop it?
Don't give in to it. Think about something else. Anything else.
I've tried.
You just have to persist. It's a pit you don't want to get stuck in, because it's hard to get out of. You've got to find a way to float above it.
I don't know if I can.
You can. I know you can. Look, I know you're scared. We all are. We've all lost more than we ever thought we could bear, but there is plenty more to lose. And that's exactly why this place matters. On our own, none of us can do much about any of this. We just get swept away. But together, we have a chance. What we have here is security, shelter, companionship. Supplies enough to give us a chance to become self-sustaining. That's more than a lot of people were given. I can promise you one thing. I'm not giving up. Ever.
String beans, cucumbers, peppers, tomatoes, corn.
We have space for corn?
A few rows won't be a problem, and corn is great for companion planting.
I'll take your word for it. What else?
Zucchini. Basically any variety of squash we have seeds for.
I thought squash was a winter vegetable.
The difference between summer and winter squash is mainly how mature the fruit should be when you harvest it.
You learn something every day.
Oh, don't forget melons.
Who could forget melons?
We had an agreement. You go your way and we go ours.
It ain't that easy. You don't get to just walk away.
Is that you talking or the Colonel?
It's General Ridgeway now.
Look, you guys can go do your thing and we won't lift a finger to stop you. But we're done being part of it. We're going to stay right here in this castle and make our own way, and you'd best be okay with that.
I'm not sure the General will be.
Well, he knows where to find us. Look, I am not trying to drive us into a shooting war with the True Sons.
Then what are you doing?
Trying to maintain our independence. Or would you rather go back to serving under General Ridgeway?
No, none of us want that, but there's no reason to deliberately provoke Ridgeway's people.
I have to push back. Strength is the only language they understand. If we show weakness, we're dead. I'm sorry, these terms are unacceptable.
What's the problem?
The problem is that you've got us paying tribute. That's the problem.
Seems pretty straightforward to me. We need food, you need protection.
Protection from who, exactly?
You think on this offer, and you think on it hard, because the next one isn't going to be nearly as generous.
What do you think they're doing over there?
If we're lucky, nothing. If we're unlucky, they're getting ready to march up to our front door.
Maybe we should have taken the offer.
We left for a reason. We take that deal, we get sucked right back into Ridgeway's crazy. This was the only play.
Doesn't mean it won't get us killed.
Then we go down swinging.
You should have taken them to the quarantine.
These people deserve respect and care, not to be treated like cattle.
You don't get to decide. You're endangering people by being here.
There's no risk to anyone beyond this fence. I put up these signs to make sure of that.
Yeah, what if one of them decides they don't want to stay here no more?
They're terrified of infecting anyone. That's why most of them are here. They don't want to cause harm, but they also don't want to go through what they're going through alone.
What are they doing out there?
Don't worry about them. They're just frightened.
They aren't the only ones.
Fear can be a terrible thing. It can lead to anger, and from anger to hatred. If you know what a person hates, you also know what they fear.
Doesn't do much good if they're coming after you with pitchforks and
suppose not.
torches. Do you smell gas?
We'll give you a chance to come out, sister.
You can't do this!
I'm pretty sure we can. You're about to find out for yourself if you don't get out of there.
I will not.
Suit yourself.
What the hell is going on here?
This doesn't concern you, Agent.
Put that lighter away, or you're gonna wish you had.
I do as she says, Huss. She's had a rough couple of weeks.
Now back away.
I catch you around here again, I'm likely to jump to conclusions. Julie,
It's okay. She's just sleeping.
how's her fever?
It feels a little lower. Try to sleep some more. Shh. It's okay.
you want to go to the playground? Maybe later. Are you sure? It's such a nice day. I think later.
Yeah.
And as soon as we get there, you can't get her to leave. Just a little more, just 5 more minutes.
Look, always 5 more minutes. Just five more minutes. I'm not staying here. I'm coming with you.
Don't say that.
I've only stayed this long because of you.
You think that's what I want? What Julie would want? Please don't say that.
Okay. I won't say it.
Promise me you won't. Please, promise me.
I promise.
Shh, they're coming. You're going to get us caught.
They came this way. Search the area. What about in there?
Clear!
All right, keep going. They can't have gotten far.
What if they come back?
Why would they? They already searched.
And they don't find anything. They might assume they missed us.
If we move, we're going to get caught. There's JTF all over the place out there.
Maybe we can slip through.
We can't take that chance. Not with you coughing like that. We'd be putting all these people in danger. I'm going to the quarantine. Anybody else coming? Stay if you want, but keep to yourselves. Don't let anybody else get infected. I won't tell anyone you're here. You have my word on that. Take care.
Get in there, goddamn you!
No, please! There's kids here!
Because they're sick.
Don't do this!
Selfish son of a bitch. How many people do you need to kill before you take some goddamn responsibility?
At least take us to the quarantine area.
You had your chance for that. Now get the fuck in there or I'll blow a goddamn hole in you.
That's our water! Why are you pouring it out?
It's contaminated.
We don't drink from the fucking container. You think we're completely stupid?
Why risk it?
What an idiotic waste.
Hey, don't overreact. It's only a few gallons, okay?
It was almost a week's worth of water.
Man, it's nothing. Relax. Hand me that shotgun, will you? Thanks. Hey, listen up. Can y'all come over this way for a sec?
Get back!
Cease fire! Aight. Check each other to make sure none of y'all got blood on you.
Your father always was a worrier. He said his superpower was seeing all the ways a situation was liable to go wrong. I don't think he saw this coming, though. You say hello to him, will you? I miss all of you so much. I don't know how much longer I'll be here. Marie says it should be any time now. If I'm honest, I'm a little scared I won't see any of you again. It's not that I don't have faith. I do. Of course I do. But you can't have faith if you don't have some doubts, right? What if No. That's just silly. I'm just being silly. Oh, don't mind me, sweetie. I can't wait to see your faces again. You're all I think about. Well, and Jesus, of course. I'll be there soon. I just hope I can find you. I'm sure things are a little hectic. Lots of folks searching for their loved ones.
Are you okay, Mrs. Wilson?
Yes, Maurice.
Were you talking to someone?
Just my sons.
Good. That's good. I'm sure they're listening.
Oh, I know they are. They're looking down on me.
The mission is simple. Protect the station grounds and contents. Not hard work either. Even the most determined looter gets scared off by the kind of firepower we're packing. So that's easy. But the hard part is just standing here not doing anything as we watch the city go to hell. I know there's units out there in the streets. I know the doctors at the Sira hospital are doing their best. And in the meantime, we stand here and guard trains full of crap that might never get used.
Dear me, the wall. It was that nice Mr. Tran fellow who suggested it, and you know how he was. God rest his soul. If he got his hands on a project, it was going to get done, and that was that. And so we got a wall. At first, it was just wire and barricades, but even as the last ones of those were going up, the concrete was being poured for the real wall. And it all went up so fast. It was like someone had already planned it.
Let me get one thing straight. I know Victor. I like Victor. But what Victor is doing is unconscionable. I can understand wanting to safeguard the community. Hell, I could even applaud him for that. But the tactics he's using, flushing anyone who might be sick out of Georgetown, walling us off so that the infected refugees don't get in, they're inhumane. And the worst part is, there's dozens of folks who agree with me who won't stand up to Victor. They're too afraid of getting called out or exiled too. I don't know what I can do.
Pull out! I repeat, pull out! The DC-62 is toxic! We've got whole teams down. We need to stop spraying and get people out of here. I don't care what that asshole Tran says.
So, it was another double shift today. That makes 4 days running in 7 out of 8. And I gotta ask, what is such a big deal that they're bringing in all these supplies? We're talking food, we're talking medical supplies, we're talking military gear, and we're talking 1 metric fuck ton of that yellow powder stuff, the DC-62. I hear that didn't work so good in Georgetown, and if it didn't work so good there, you know, I gotta wonder, why are they shipping it here? Maybe they don't got anywhere else to put it. I don't know, but I'd feel a whole heck of a lot safer if they were shipping it someplace else.
Look, I don't care that we don't have a final destination set up for them. They can't stay here or they're dead. So, I want the wards evacuated in an orderly fashion. Don't give me any backtalk. All it will take is one change in the wind and we'll be knee-deep in DC-62, so get moving!
Oh, that Shay. She was a firecracker. Kept fighting, trying to get people what they needed. Stared down a couple of guards one time and took a crate of meds right from them. I tell you. They just stood there, let her take them. 'Cause you just did not get in that young woman's way.
Gotta tell you, I'm seeing something I don't like. We're here to protect these people, right? Make sure they've got a place to stay since they don't have a place in the city. But the longer this goes on, the more this place feels like a prison, and where are the guards? I'm seeing people getting beaten for asking perfectly sensible questions. How far is this gonna go? And how far can I go along with it?
We were stationed in the supply camp when the rain started, and, well, it just didn't stop. Which was fine, except the drains backed up. And all this DC-62 stuff floated out on top of the water. Yes, I'm sure it was DC-62. As soon as I saw it, I notified the duty officer. No, I didn't stick around to examine it closely.
first thing you gotta understand is the rich are different. They want something, by God, they're gonna get it no matter what. So, when word came down they were looking for a test bed for DC-62, some of the rich folks got it in their heads that they wanted it first. Which is why I'm here, in Georgetown, setting up the blowers so we can coat entire houses right fast.
Hello. Aaron Keener here. You might remember who I am, you might not. Either way, it doesn't matter, as I'm more important to the current scenario than you are. I've got the virus printer old Amherst used to create the green poison, and I've got Vitaly Chernenko, who just happens to know how to use it. So chase me if you dare, but think about what might happen if you get too close. No promises, but I do value my freedom more than I value your life. I'll bet you're wondering why I haven't come calling to your neck of the woods. I expected more patience out of you. Are you really that eager for a chance to join up with me? Or do you just want to know what I'm going to do next in the hope you can do something about it? Here's a hint. You can't. Don't ever think you can outsmart me. Accept that and you'll live longer. They say home is where the heart is. And they also accuse me of being heartless, which I guess means I'm homeless. Either that or they are full of shit, which I consider to be much more likely. Still, New York, why come back? I honestly don't know. Maybe because it's the heart of it all, where this brave new world of ours got started, and I want to stay close to the center of things. Maybe I got tired of seeing the same crap everywhere else I went. There is nothing majestic about the aftermath in some bedroom community in North Jersey. New York, on the other hand, well, there's still something magic about it even in the middle of all this. It's enough to keep you coming back. I wonder what I'm gonna do with my friend Vitaly. I can't keep dragging him with me everywhere, but I need that little touch of expertise he brings to really use the virus printer to its full potential. Assuming, of course, that I'm going to use it, which is no sure thing. Don't get ahead of yourself when you're trying to figure out what I'm going to do next. It'll only get you in trouble. Now, where was I? Right, Vitaly. He's behaving himself, mostly. He tried to escape once. I explained to him why that was a bad idea. Now he does what I tell him to, which is really much safer for everyone. For certain values of safe, anyway. In a way, it's a shame the quarantine isn't still up on Manhattan. It would have been a challenge for a minute or two trying to sneak back in. But it was all gone. The boats, the barricades, everything. Hard to blame the boys for giving up when everyone else had given up on them. Killing is easy. Notice I didn't say killing people is easy. If you think of them as people, it suddenly gets that much harder. But if you simply look at the balance sheet, how much of an obstacle someone is, or how much benefit there is in letting them keep breathing a while longer, then it becomes simple math. And simple math is simple to do. It's almost as easy as putting 2 bullets center mass and a third one in the head. I understand people are afraid I'm gonna print up another virus with the help of my friend Vitaly and turn it loose. What would I call it? Greener poison? The ruble flu? That's an interesting exercise. The question you have to ask yourself is, what's in it for me? Do I get more out of giving one more shove to a world teetering on the brink of collapse than I do from letting some of the systems try to reset? Or do I stir the pot to ensure maximum chaos? You think you can guess what I'm going to do from that? Good luck. Because maybe, just maybe, I haven't decided on my next move yet. Or maybe I have, and this is all a smokescreen designed to get you running in circles. Someday you'll get to ask me yourself. That is, if you don't make me kill you first. You might be wondering why I'm leaving these. Perhaps it's a deep-seated need for confession. Then again, maybe not. I haven't done anything I'm not proud of, and I have no need to seek absolution from anyone, least of all you. Maybe I'm bored. It's hard being one step ahead of everyone else, and this is my way of giving you a little bit of a helping hand to make things more challenging. Of course, that's the sort of thing made-up villains do. Nah, I'm perfectly happy to maximize my advantage. Or maybe I just want to get you spinning in circles. Now check for yourself. Are there subtle contradictions in what I've told you? Is it hard to figure out what I'm trying to tell you? Maybe that's the point. Then again, maybe it isn't.
Don't we have enough agencies in this country?
It's not so much an agency as a kind of stay-behind movement. A last line of defense, if you will. No hierarchy, and you'll answer directly to the president.
And I'll get to do whatever I want.
Whatever is needed, Miss Kelso. Should you be activated, you'll be given extraordinary judicial powers to...
Extraordinary judicial powers, huh? All right. Sign me up.
I'll get the paperwork started. Selection is 6 weeks from now.
The city hospitals are filled to capacity and are urging people to stay home unless it's an absolute emergency. The White House has announced that President Waller will address the nation tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
There it is, Mr. Snuffles. Think you can manage without me? Might even do you some good, you fat, useless furball, you.
A what now?
A broad-spectrum antiviral. Think of antibiotics except for viruses instead of bacteria.
And it's in D.C.
Some was sent here, but it's not guaranteed it actually arrived.
Well, it all sounds a bit shaky, Kelso. There's a lot to do.
None of which means a goddamn thing if we end up with another big outbreak. Look, I'm not saying this is all that matters, but imagine what happens if the wrong people get their hands on a fucking miracle cure.
All right, I'm convinced. Just find a balance.
What do you need?
I need you to help teach these people how to handle themselves. I'm doing my best, but there's only one of me, and the factions are getting stronger every day.
I got better things to do than babysitting your civilians, Odessa.
Yeah? The way I see it, you owe me one.
That's not fair, and you know it.
Never fight fair, right? Those civilians are the future, Alani. Without them, what's the point?
All right, I'll do it. I won't be gentle, though.
That's what I'm counting on.
Keep it together, Miller. I don't even know what we're doing anymore. Fuck. We're fighting the good fight. Killing and dying? For what? This country is a bust, man. Hell, the world's a bust. It's over. We lost. So what are you gonna do? I'm going back west. Going home. You're leaving? That's desertion. So shoot me. Here. I can't take these. Give them to someone who still thinks there's something worth saving. And tell the others, nah, don't bother. So long, compadre.
Why didn't you tell us?
Honey, I'm so sorry.
No, you're not. You...
Ellie, don't say something you'll regret.
She doesn't care about you either, Dad. She doesn't care about any of us.
She'll be all right.
Yeah. I just...
Look, you do what you have to do, then come back to us.
I will. I promise. Tell Ellie I love her. And that
She knows.
Sir, ma'am, I'm sorry, but we gotta go.
I love you.
I love you too. Godspeed.
Mom? Mom!
Hey, baby.
What happened to your leg?
I was unlucky. But I'm done with all that. Mom, Dad! I know, honey, I know. I got word. I should have been here.
He left you a letter.
Yeah? Then let's get it. And your things. I found us a better place.
This is what we want. There's none better now that we lost Kieran.
I'm sure there are. They're just not willing. Can't say I am either.
You've led troops in battle. This can't be that different.
It's a world of difference, Thomas. War is about killing. This is about living. I know how to set up an ambush or call an airstrike, but I know nothing about farming and power generation and what have you.
Others do. But we need someone to keep us together, Odessa. Keep us focused.
Oh. Don't give me that look.
What look?
That we're lost without you look.
So you'll do it?
Yeah. Damn you. I guess I will.
Priority message to all active duty agents. Be aware that Agent Aaron Keener, call sign Vanguard, has had his agent status revoked and is now a priority target. Keener is directly responsible for the murders of several SHD agents in New York, and he is now wanted for high treason and acts of terrorism against the United States. He is armed and extremely dangerous, and it is believed that he has gathered other former agents to his cause. Identities will be released once they are confirmed. Keener's last known position was Manhattan, NYC. End message.
Priority message to all active duty agents. The individual responsible for the creation and release of the smallpox variola chimera virus, also known as the dollar flu or the green poison, has been identified as Dr. Gordon Amherst. Amherst's body has been found and identified. Post-mortem shows that he died of his own disease. End message.
So what's our situation? Give it to me straight. I don't want any of this mamby-pamby bullshit people have been feeding me about what's going on.
Mr. President, it's bad. Whoever planned this timed it perfectly. We've already got outbreaks in 22 cities domestically and 14 internationally, and the reports are still coming in.
Do we have any idea who's responsible? Or is this a natural outbreak?
Negative on that, sir. DCD has just confirmed the pathogen is a smallpox variant. There's no way that got loose where it did, when it did, without some help.
So who was it? Moscow?
They've got problems of their own, sir. The truth is we don't know. We just don't know.
Are you sure you want to do this? The optics are going to be terrible.
With all due respect, Mr. Mendez, screw the optics. Manhattan's in a crisis state, and this is the one club I've got left in my bag. Hell if I'm not going to take a swing.
Agreed. Hopefully, this will only be needed for a short time, and we can deal with the fallout once the crisis is past.
And if it's not over quickly, what do we do then?
Then you better learn some useful skills, because if this thing drags on, the damn optics will be the least of our worries. Carlos, thank you for taking my call. I understand you've got your hands full, too. No, I understand. Not the time for pleasantries. No, we're no closer to finding a cure. Look, if we had anything, we'd be sharing it. This is bigger than borders. But these rumors of a broad-spectrum antiviral are just that, rumors. Now, let's talk about this proposal of yours to shut down the border crossings in El Paso. I know you've got a lot of people headed south from there right now that you can't afford to take care of. Believe me, we don't want to outsource our problems to you.
What we've got on the table is a possible solution.
What we've got is a possible disaster. We haven't done nearly enough field testing on your solution. We don't even know if it's toxic, for God's sake.
What we do know is that people are dying, and this stuff kills the green poison. How many deaths do you want on your hands because we waited for tests to come back to tell us what we already knew?
Fine, you've got my authorization. but God help us if you screw this up.
We start spraying in 2 days. In the meantime, you can announce a new program designed to stop the spread of green poison and look like a hero. And when this is all over, I'll say, I told you so.
I hope to God you get the chance.
Have you heard?
Heard what?
About Waller.
No. What's the latest? Has he decided Russia's responsible after all?
No, he's dead.
Tell me you're lying.
I swear, I'm not. A heart attack got him an hour ago. They couldn't revive him.
Shit. That means that Mendez is in charge.
Is that all you can say at a time like this?
It's all I can afford to say.
Let's get this rolling. Lannon, Guzman, you're going to help out the kitchen on 2nd Street Northwest. They're getting overwhelmed and could use a few more hands.
Got it. Let's go.
Taylor, Zimmerman, you're together at the shelter on I Street. No policy debates while you're out there, you hear me?
Oh, come on, man. You never let me have any fun.
Fun times come later. For now, we've got hospitals, shelters, and food kitchens that are all getting swamped, and they need a helping hand, regardless of politics. So get out there, keep your mouth shut, and help the people. That is what we're here to do, remember?
Yeah, come on, Taylor. I'll drive.
All right. Now that we've got that settled, Blevins, Cole, you're up next.
Okay, people, let's keep this ball rolling. Ramon, what have you got?
We've got the Iowa delegation on board if they get the amendment about biofuels.
How many are left in the Iowa delegation?
4. The rest are all sick.
Well, let's hope those 4 stay healthy. Who else can we count on?
Hey, just got this. The junior senator from Nebraska just sent her staff home for the duration.
Damn it, we were counting on her support once we got through the house.
You have to wonder if it's worth it.
What is? This?
Yeah. I mean, it's getting really bad out there. Shouldn't we be, doing something else to help?
You mean instead of trying to push through an energy bill with the world falling to pieces?
Well, yeah.
Look, sooner or later this is going to pass. And when it does, all the problems we're dealing with now, they'll still be there. So it makes sense for us to keep trying to deal with them because someone has to.
And because we're at the bottom of the pay scale.
That too.
The bug out is set for tomorrow at noon.
I still don't feel right about it, Senator. We should be staying here and...
And doing what? Getting sick? Dying? We need to keep the government of this country intact so we can get through this crisis. And that means getting the hell out of Dodge for the duration.
President Mendez is going to need help.
What Mendez needs, you can't give him. Now start packing. Once that caravan rolls out, it's not stopping until we get to Raven Rock. Gentlemen, ladies, I don't think I need to tell you the situation is dire. Exactly how bad it is, that's what we're here to discuss. Ambassador Minich, you have a report?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. Unfortunately, it's not an optimistic one. If you look at the projections here, you will see that the infection is spreading despite our best efforts to contain it. Make no mistake, we are looking at a worst-case scenario. We have verified cases on every continent and 147 countries, with the number growing pretty much daily. Infections are radiating out from major travel hubs into smaller cities and rural areas. In short, even the most draconian quarantine measures have failed. We need to concentrate on relief efforts and on finding a cure.
It's clear that a small-scale activation didn't do the trick. Hell, it went backwards on us. We've got reports of agents going rogue.
With all due respect, Mr. President, you can't toe-dip in a situation like this. Half measures aren't worth squat.
Half measures my ass. Those agents have full executive authority and the most advanced tech in our arsenal.
None of that matters if you took them into the deep end without a lifeline. Jesus, Larry, you've read history books.
Fine. Call Louis Chang and let him know the second wave is a go.
I swear, Ellis, you ever get the feeling that there's something funny going on?
There's nothing funny about this situation, Mr. President.
Knock it off. You know what I mean.
I'm not sure that I do.
It's just all of this feels harder than it should. Like there's something pushing back against everything we're doing.
You sit in the big office. There's always going to be people pushing back reflexively on anything you do. You know I've got your back, and so does the country. So, worry less about the hypothetical crises, and let's deal with the real one we've got facing us right now.
The situation's that bad?
It's worse. We should have done this a week ago, but Mendez wanted to put on a brave face for the public.
He's not going, is he?
No, he's not. We're getting what's left of the Senate, Congress, and Cabinet out of town. The Pentagon has already moved their people.
Pentagon's always ahead of the curve. So what's the plan for White House staff?
I'm sorry. You're considered non-essential personnel. They're not pulling you out.
I see. Well, I guess I better get back to work then. There's gotta be something inessential around here for me to be doing. Joint Base Andrews, this is Air Force One on approach. Do you copy?
We read you loud and clear. Welcome home. I've got you on a bearing of 100 at 16 Angels, over.
Sounds about right. Gonna alter course to the southeast, heading 150, then come around and Parker.
Sounds good. It'll be good to... Wait a minute, what's that?
Andrews, what are you reading?
We've got a SAM. Evade. Evade.
Copy that. I see it. Initiating evasive maneuvers. Shit, we're not gonna make it!
Air Force One? Air Force One.
Mayday, mayday! This is Air Force One. We have a missile impact and are going down. Repeat, we are going down. We are...
Now?
Hold up. They're still too spread out.
This is gonna be good.
Not if they notice us first. Keep your goddamn head down.
Look at those idiots. They have no idea what's coming.
That's the fucking idea. Get your fucking head down.
What are we waiting for? They're not even armed. This is gonna be a fucking piñata party.
If you're expecting candy, you're in for some disappointment.
The candy isn't the fun part. The fun part is seeing it fly everywhere when you whack the shit out of the piñata. I don't think I'm gonna be too disappointed.
Where's the prisoners?
I got tired of them moaning.
So you let them go?
No, I didn't let them go.
Motherfucker, we were gonna trade them.
Oh well.
That's what you're gonna tell Diesel when he asks why you killed them?
I didn't kill them. The dogs did.
What dogs?
I don't know. Some dogs. I didn't ask their fucking names. Oh, but they must have been fucking hungry. 'Cause damn, once they sniffed blood, it was chow time.
You stupid son of a bitch.
Well, whatever. Diesel ain't gonna do shit except huff and puff a little.
They're running.
Not fast enough.
I don't know. They're hauling ass.
No way they can outrun Sherry. She's a fucking puma.
That's one tired-looking puma.
She's usually faster.
Oh, I can't watch this anymore. They're liable to get away. Hand me my rifle.
Shoot the dude. The girl will try to help him, and you'll be able to back her too. Oh, what a bitch! She just left him there.
Yeah. I feel a little bad for this guy. First he gets shot and he gets fucking backstabbed.
I don't think we can carry anymore. Not even these meds? The box don't weigh much. The weight isn't the issue. It's just too much stuff. Are you sure about leaving this shit? I don't want to, but it's just asthma medication. I doubt there's a lot of asthmatics around anymore. Wait, I got an idea. Call Jay over here. What for? I'm betting he can rig this box so it'll blow the fuck out of anyone who tries to pick it up. Oh, that's cold. Hey, Jay! Come over here a minute.
I've called this meeting because we all have a common enemy. The True Sons are gaining a foothold in this city, and the more we fight amongst ourselves, the worse it's gonna get.
I ain't afraid of those bitches, and I don't need some punk-ass motherfucker telling me what my crew can and can't do.
I'm not trying to lay down the law, but if we don't find common ground, we will get wiped off the map.
Then what do you suggest?
We form a council. You have a problem, you leave your piece at the door, and we deal with it together, as an organization.
What is this shit?
It's called politics.
So you mean like a treaty?
Like a treaty. How you run your crew is your business.
I'm game.
Fuck it, I'm down.
And?
Fine. It's settled then.
Gather around, you bags of shit. It's time to hit the books. Okay, to make spice, all you need to do is spray the plants, get them all nice and moist, then spread them out on a table to dry. Quiet down! Fuck this up and the boss will have your nuts in a meat grinder! When they feel firm to the touch, take them over to packaging to get blinged up. Easy peasy. What did I tell you? This ain't high school. Misbehave in my classroom, and you don't get detention, you get ballistic therapy.
We've hit pay dirt, fellas. Delivery from our secret admirers.
It's about time. I need an upgrade.
So why do you think they're giving us all this shit?
Because they know we the baddest motherfuckers in D.C.
Hand me that 9.
Hey, look. This one's got buttons and shit.
That's 1 BFG.
Those true sons ain't gonna know what hit them.
We going postal on those jackasses.
Hell yeah. I ain't got no time for all this politics bullshit. If I wanted that kind of life, I would have gone to college. Something funny?
You, college, doesn't quite add up.
Fuck you.
We got a lot of dead wood on this council.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that they won't go down easy.
I got no problems pulling the trigger.
And that's exactly why college doesn't suit you. You're too emotional. Sometimes you gotta exercise restraint, assess the situation. If we do this, there will be repercussions, and we need to prepare for which way shit's gonna fall out.
If we want to survive, all this infighting needs to stop.
Sure, that's totally achievable.
Yeah, it better fucking be, because we can't beat true sons in a straight-up fight. We don't have the training or the discipline, so we have to be smarter than them. And fucking each other over at every opportunity isn't smart.
Depends whether you end up giving or receiving.
That's like arguing who gets the penthouse when the whole building's about to burn down.
Motherfucker, look around. Everything is burning down. All of it. If there's a chance you can get yourself a view from the top, why wouldn't you try?
Because there's an option not to die in a fucking fire. If we stop acting like it's too late to do anything, we could actually accomplish something. I say we tie this motherfucker to a noose.
Let's show the world what happens when they fuck with hyenas.
Good job, fellas. So, it's true. When I was told they recovered the President of the United States, I almost didn't believe it. Needed to see it for myself. You seem awfully calm, considering your predicament.
I'm in politics. I've been around enough liars and crooks to know when to be scared.
Careful, Mr. President. In here, you've got no power. You're nothing but currency.
What are you going to do with me?
Nothing. For now. But you should make yourself comfortable.
Manny?
Hey, Mom.
Where are you? Are you okay? Have you talked to your brother?
Slow down, Mom. I'm okay. We're shipping out tomorrow. They haven't told us where yet.
You're not in New York, are you? They say it's really bad over there.
No, I'm not in New York, Mom. Look, did you stock up on fresh water like I told you?
I have 20 gallons. Carlo helped me. He's a good neighbor.
Good. And food?
And food. Look, Manny, I understand that things are much worse than they're saying on the news, but... Ortega! Mount up! We're going!
Crap. I gotta go, Mom. I'll call you again when I get there, okay? Look after yourself.
I will. Stay safe, Manny. Besos.
Besos, Mom.
You Ortega, the comms guy?
That's me, sir. What do you want me?
Yeah, I'm gonna send you to the White House. You've been assigned to the SHD.
The division, sir. Aren't they running their own comms?
Yeah, they've taken a beating and need all the help they can get. As do we all.
Is it that bad, sir?
Yeah, you don't know the half of it, son. I got a clusterfuck of a botched quarantine to clean up and a full-bird colonel to arrest. President Mendez seems incapable of deciding what fucking socks to wear every morning, let alone what to do about our country falling apart, and in the meantime, the streets are burning. But we'll manage. Somehow. You can hitch a ride with Lawrence over there. Now get going.
Sir.
Give it to me straight, Manny.
It's bad, Major. A new faction has formed around Colonel Ridgeway. Mostly guys that were under his command before he got arrested. They call themselves the True Sons.
Great. What else?
We're doing our best to protect the civilian settlements, but I can't see how we'll manage unless we're reinforced.
I'm working on it, but everybody's been hit hard by disease and desertions, and we can't just ignore border security and vital installations.
Understood, Major. It's a shit sandwich.
It's worse than that. It's a whole buffet of shit, but the stakes are too high to get finicky. We've lost contact with outposts all over the country. I'm honestly not sure we'll make it through this one.
Agents are trickling in every other day or so that's something.
Except they're leaving other places worse off.
True, but DC has priority. If the city falls, the country falls with it.
Any news about our latest POTUS?
We're pretty sure he survived the crash, at least.
Well, that's something. Where are we headed?
Georgetown. They want us to check on the Sira post. Apparently there's been some trouble.
Some trouble?
That's what the Major said. I asked for specifics, but she didn't have any.
I'm telling you, man. Somebody better step up and get organized, or we'll be sitting here with our dicks in our hands while the city falls apart. Did you hear about the riots in Bloomingdale?
I've been trying to catch up on my sleep.
15 confirmed dead. God knows how many wounded. Bunch of stores looted.
It's even worse in New York. I heard they quarantined all of Manhattan. That's crazy.
At least they're doing something.
Well, the National Guard's been called up. Should help some.
Yeah, that's all we need. Weekend warriors handling riots with machine guns.
Where are you taking her?
Roosevelt Island quarantine zone, sir.
But she's not sick.
She's showing signs of infection, sir.
Well, then we should all go.
Mom! Mom!
No, don't worry, Amy. Daddy will look after you.
Step back, sir. You're not infected. But you can't do this. We have rights. I said step back. Or what, you asshole? You gonna shoot me?
Jim, don't!
Listen to your wife, man. Don't be stupid.
Fuck you. Come on, Amy. We'll see Mommy again soon. All right, people. Let's get this started. Wilson, give us the latest.
Yes, sir. At 1500 hours today, we sent a squad to investigate the situation on Roosevelt Island and deliver supplies. They were fired upon as they approached the shore.
Any casualties?
All hands.
Goddamn. We're not in contact with anyone on the island.
Not since the riots, sir.
That whole quarantine was a bad call.
Well, the question is, what do we do now? Any ideas?
There's clearly a hostile element on the island. We have to assume they're in control of the situation. I say we set up river patrols to keep them isolated. We can afford to wait them out.
Agreed. Get it done.
Sir, there's one more thing.
What?
Ridgeway, sir. Some of the men are saying he and the others were put in the stockade on false charges.
That's horseshit.
Just thought you should know, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Wilson. Dismissed.
Hey, did you hear about Mendez?
Mm-hmm. I know he's dead.
He killed himself.
Sure.
Ate a fucking bullet.
Whoa.
Yeah, I almost feel sorry for the guy. Stress must have gotten to him. Imagine all that responsibility.
Well, he kind of botched the job, if you ask me.
Well, true. Do you even have a president now?
I guess Ellis is it.
Who's Ellis?
Andrew Ellis. Speaker of the House next in line.
I could never work that shit out.
New wave of agents just strolled in. Hell of a way to make an entrance. Chopper got shot down in Brooklyn, then they got mixed up in that Lincoln Tunnel mess. One of them did, anyway. Fei Lau's gonna need some recovery time at the base of operations before she's field ready. The other one looks fine. And see how long it is before the city chews them up and spits them out. Well, I'm not going to say that things are good, because they ain't, but they're a bit better than they were. Doc Candell is holding down the medical end of things, which is good, and Rhodes is up to whatever crazy shit he does with the systems, and meanwhile Lau and her friend are doing their best to clean up this mess. It's a big effort. It's going to take all of us, and a whole lot more besides, but for the first time in a long time, I think we got a shot.
So those nut jobs in the hazmat suits who call themselves the cleaners, they had themselves a nasty shock the other day when we took out their boss, Joe Farrow. We were hoping they'd just sort of fall apart after that, but no such luck. They just sort of regrouped, each of them determined to carry on that lunatic Farrow's philosophy. Even worse, once he started running low on ingredients for napalm, they got creative with their chemistry set. So there's less of them and they're less organized, but your average cleaner, he's more dangerous than ever. So we all know how we got in this mess, right? A psycho named Dr. Gordon Amherst cooked up his homebrew smallpox variant and spread it around on cash on Black Friday. And, well, things got a little out of hand after that. The good news, if there can be any kind of good news in something like this, is that the virus looks like it's mostly burnt itself out. You can still find pockets if you go looking for it, but why in the hell would you want to do that? Not everyone wearing the orange is as good a person as Lau. She got hurt, she stuck it out, and she found a way to help. Some others, well, they got their feelings hurt and decided to go rogue. You heard me. They took all the gear and training they'd been given and they went their own way. Sometimes they even took out other agents. The worst of the lot's a guy named Aaron Keener. He'd as soon kill you as look at you. And he's playing a long game. He's got Amherst's tools for cooking up a new virus, and he's got a hostage named Chernenko who can show him how to do it. Oh, and nobody knows where he is. So if Green Poison 2.0 pops up around these parts, you'll know who to thank for it. The biggest turning point for us probably came when we took back the UN. That's when everything changed. We took down Charlie Bliss and his command structure and cut the last man battalion off at the knees. But at the same time, that's when Keener really went in the wind with Chernenko. It was the moment when we all took a deep breath and asked ourselves the question, what happens next? You cut the head off a snake, you get a headless snake. Or in the case of the Last Man Battalion, you get a lot of soldier types wandering around without a real direction. They've still got officers and they've still got some kind of discipline, but without Bliss, you can tell the light's kind of gone out in their eyes. They're not fighting to take over the island anymore. They're fighting to survive. When it comes to the Rikers, taking out Lorraine Barrett is the best thing we could have done. Without her, they're dangerous. They're crazy, they're vindictive, and they don't give a crap about whether they're going to make it till tomorrow as long as they're having a good time today. But without Barrett giving them direction and purpose, that's all they are. And we can handle that.
Hey, we found a small cistern hidden in a park on I Street. It looks pretty well maintained, so we're figuring someone's still using it.
You found a what?
A small cistern, probably about 40 or 50 gallons.
What's a cistern?
Are you kidding me? It's like a tank.
Then why didn't you call it tank?
Because it's a goddamn cistern for catching rainwater. Anyway, the point is, it looks like it's being used, so can you send somebody up here with something to poison it with?
You could have just mentioned that right away instead of showing off your damn vocabulary.
It's a fucking cistern. That's what it's called. Do you call an ambulance a van? No, because there's a word for it. Ambulance. Just send the fucking poison. Jesus.
Hey, I'm trying to get a hold of Henry Hayes.
You're talking to him. Who's this?
Mr. Hayes, I've got a message for you.
Who from?
Emmeline Shaw.
I'm not much interested in anything she or the rest of you have to say.
You have a young lady by the name of Natalie go missing a couple days ago? I'll take that as a yes. Emmeline figured you might be worried about her.
I swear on all that's holy, you shitheads hurt her.
What? You'll do what, exactly?
Why are you doing this?
You're probably thinking about getting payback, aren't you?
Goddamn right.
Well, this is payback. It's fucking justice. And all of you cowards are gonna get a taste. Does it hurt? You think this is suffering? You have no idea, but you will. Soon enough. Be seeing you, Henry Hayes.
Oh, god damn, it stinks.
Of course it does.
What do you expect?
How many of them in there?
I don't know. 15? I wasn't counting.
You kill them all?
We left one girl alive. We'll send her off to the campus to tell them what she witnessed.
That's good thinking.
Emmeline's idea, not mine.
We're running out of food and water. We don't have enough blankets to go around.
Yeah, things are tough all over.
People are dying.
No shit, motherfucker. It's the fucking apocalypse.
I bet you're still getting rations.
Damn straight, I eat like a king.
You're diverting supplies meant for us, aren't you?
Don't look at me, man. I ain't diverting shit. I'm just trying to do my job.
They're afraid of us. We can use that against them.
They have assault rifles that they can use against us.
We're going to die here if we don't do something.
Committing suicide isn't really solving the problem.
We can win if we take them by surprise. There's only a handful of guards left on the island.
Great. You're taking her side?
There's only one side, and we're all on it. We were put here.
You're fixing to piss me off. Miss Emmeline?
Is this the wretch you spoke of?
Yes. He surrendered after we killed the rest of his squad.
I didn't do nothing to you people. I wasn't even in D.C. till a month ago.
You don't seem very loyal to your commander.
Lady, I'm just trying to survive. True Sons seem like the safest bet.
Is that so?
I got no allegiance to them. I can be useful to you.
You expect me to trust a man who would switch sides so easily?
Give me a chance. I'll show you.
Send his head to the general. Let the river have the rest of him.
Get down on the goddamn floor now! Why are you doing this? You two, on the floor! You are accused of complicity, of just standing by, as your neighbors, innocent of any crime or wrongdoing, were rounded up and forced into brutal isolation. Starved and left to die. We didn't do anything!
That's exactly the point.
For your crimes, your lives are judged to be forfeit.
I didn't think it was possible for someone to be an asymptomatic carrier of smallpox. But green poison also isn't a natural strain of the virus.
But why do you need a blood sample?
We're going to use it.
To make a vaccine?
To make a weapon.
To infect people?
Of course.
Good. Is this the one from the boat?
Yeah. Try jumping overboard. We fished him out of the river.
What happened to his nose?
He wouldn't stop jabbering.
Get that gag off him.
You fucking murderers!
Now there's a pot talking to a kettle.
You know what happened here, don't you, soldier?
Colonel Ridgeway was arrested for that. We were bringing you supplies.
You mean to tell me you never heard a single rumor about how bad things were here? Your guilt is clear.
What are we supposed to do now?
Seek justice.
How?
Relentlessly. And without mercy. We were victimized. But we don't have to remain victims. We were imprisoned, but we don't have to remain prisoners.
You can say whatever you want, but doesn't mean we can do anything about it.
Our enemies are right across that river. They tore us away from our families, locked us in here, starved us, deprived us, assaulted, and murdered us. But it's not just them. It's also the ones who signed the orders, who decided this was an acceptable solution. And it's the ones, all the ones, who stood by and let it happen, doing nothing. I want justice. And so I condemn them, all of them. And I will not rest until they are punished.
Where does it end?
Where does what end?
This.
It doesn't. It won't. Not for me.
It has to end somewhere.
It ends when I wake up and this was all just a terrible dream. And my daughter is still here, And she didn't die alone, calling out for me, or too far gone to notice I wasn't there beside her. Nothing can make that right. Not ever. And until it's right, it won't end. Take the knife.
I don't know if I can do this.
Yes, you can. Take it. Good. Very good. Don't be afraid.
I am afraid.
I know you are. I understand. You look at this wretched thing, and you see a human being. And how could you hurt a human being? Do you know this man?
No.
Tell him what you did. Tell him.
I killed a woman.
Why did you kill her?
I told her to get back. She wouldn't listen.
So what did you do?
Hit her with my rifle butt. She screamed at me, spat blood at me, so I hit her again till she stopped screaming.
Because she didn't listen to you.
Goddamn right. That's goddamn right.
Her name was Vivian Harper.
No. Murderer!
Our enemies are not human. Not anymore. They traded their humanity to survive. They roped us to an altar as a sacrifice so that they would be spared. But we slipped our bonds. And now they must be judged and punished.
Let's get one thing straight. I got kicked out of Georgetown. The neighborhood, not the school, was running a 3.93 as a pre-med major, thank you very much, under bullshit pretenses. It was when I decided that maybe I could do some good with whatever training I had out in the real world, is when I got into trouble. You see, they'd built a wall around G-Town to try to keep infected people out, but that worked about as well as you'd think. There was always someone's cousin who had to be let in, or somebody's co-worker, and before you knew it, we had our own cases of green poison. That's where Victor Tran came in. Professor Tran was a big deal in neighborhood politics, and it didn't take much for him to convince people that the right thing to do was evict the patients and spray the neighborhood. It would make all of them safe, he promised. Now, I knew this was bullshit. They hadn't had any time to run tests on this DC-62 stuff he was talking about, and I said so, loudly. And that's when Victor Tran lied. He told people I was sick, too, which I wasn't, at least not yet. He had me kicked out with the rest of the infected, sent us to the Sira Camp down by the river, and sprayed his DC-62. I hear it killed him. Justice. She works in funny ways. The Sira Camp was hell. It was overcrowded. It was filthy. It was undersupplied. And I heard later the unit assigned to watch over the camp was skimming resources for themselves. Wouldn't surprise me one bit. They stayed up on the walls, and down below we got sick. Those of us who were sick got sicker, and so many of us died. I wasn't sick when I got to the camp. That changed soon enough. I'm one of the rare ones, though. I survived green poison. It was close. I almost didn't. But thanks to some good people who took care of me when I was at my worst, I made it through. They're all gone, though. Every last one of them. I tell you their names, but what's the point? They're gone. Once I recovered, it didn't take me too long to figure out just how shitty things were. How little those guards cared about the lives of the people they were supposedly guarding. It was pretty clear that they weren't keeping other people out. They were keeping us in. Me, I like going where I'm not supposed to. Tell me to stay, I'll be gone in a heartbeat. And when I figured out they wanted me to stay in that hellhole, even though I'd recovered, I figured it was time to move on. I found a way out, and I took it. It took something else, too. A purpose.
I'd seen too many people with nobody taking care of them. Too many people with no meds, no blankets, and no clean water. I was going to get those things for them. It didn't matter that no one else cared. I did. There was a family I found hiding out in an apartment off DuPont Circle. The father nearly shot me, but he was shaking so badly from the disease he couldn't hold the gun straight. His wife and his daughter weren't showing symptoms yet, but it was just a matter of time the way things were going. Got the father meds that made his passing easier, sat with them until he was gone, got them fresh water, and by some miracle, when they didn't get sick, I left them with a stash of meds and a way to get hold of me if they needed me. I could tell that story about 20 different families around the city, and all those stories would be true. I'm not bragging. I'm asking you what you're doing to make a difference. And if you're just surviving, to think about doing a little more than that. One thing I still haven't gotten used to is how quiet the city gets at night. I keep on waiting for sirens, for cars, for all the noises we used to take for granted. Background noise, you know? Now it's insects and birds. Oh, and gunshots, so maybe not everything has changed. I remember a party junior year at Georgetown. A bunch of us just hanging out and drinking beers, talking about what we're going to do with our lives. I mean, well, pre-med, so it was kind of a limited conversation, but even so, none of us imagined this. I don't even know if anyone else who was at that party is still alive. And yet here I am, about to breach the Capital Station dark zone again, looking for meds for the people who've fallen through the cracks of whatever system's left. I like to think I'm doing the right thing. The Capital Station dark zone is the easiest of them to crack. There was a DC-62 burst, but everyone in the zone was military or Sira. They knew how to handle an evacuation, unlike that poor idiot Tran. So they packed up everyone and everything they could get their hands on and got the hell out of there before the powder had a chance to settle. Good work, if you ask me. The thing, though, was that they got everyone out so fast, they left plenty of stuff behind. I'm told there's a fortune in military hardware just sitting there, waiting for someone to pick up. Not me, though. I wouldn't know what to do with half of it. I'm more interested in what got left at the field hospital. There's still meds there. Still sterile equipment and surgical supplies. Hell, there's even clean toilet paper. I've been in there 3 times and haven't come close to cleaning it out. I worry I'm getting predictable, but so far, it's been worth the risk. Found a little boy on the street today. I asked him where his people were. He told me they were dead. The way he described it, hyenas got them. They left the kid alive because they thought it would be funnier to watch him starve to death on his own. Fuck that. I don't care how many eyes they've got on me right now. I'm going to spoil their fun. Going to take him to the theater and make them take him in, because he's got nowhere else to go, and he can't stay with me. He's just sitting in the street now, looking at me like he's not sure if I'm real. If the hyenas mess with me while I'm taking this boy home, they're gonna find out just how real I am. Went back to the camp today for the first time. It's a dark zone now, abandoned and locked off, and there's rumors that it's haunted. Hard to believe that in the world we're living in now, people still have time to be troubled by made-up things like ghosts. Getting into the camp wasn't that hard. Someone had put in overtime cleaning it up from my days there. You'd never know thousands of people had died. It's not to say it was clean, just that there was no evidence of what had gone before. It just looked like a regular old supply dump, abandoned to the rats. There was a little bit I could use, so I took it. But the whole time I was there, I kept waiting for it to hit me, and it never did. It's like that piece of my past is walled off now. There's too much to do now that I can't afford to think about then. Shit, got DC-62 on my shoes. They'll have to come off. Not the first time, though. Won't be the last.
This is it? Check it out. It's a roof. What about it? It's easy to defend, that's what. Indeed it is. And we're close to the FBI, too. The JTF has a pretty strong presence here. What? Are you saying we should stay here? Best option yet. What about water, electricity? We'll start collecting rainwater in those barrels over there, after we clean them. And I'll ask Mika if it's possible to get some power up here. See? I told you it was a good spot. And we can set up our own plays downstairs. Did you see that stage? Alright, whatever. Should I go tell the others? Please do. Tell them we found a new home.
No. Keep your elbow tucked. You'll be a smaller target that way. And lean into the stance a little.
Don't grab the barrel all the way out like that.
No, that's fine. Good for stability. But your arm would tire quickly.
So, like this?
You should pull your shoulder back.
Stop. Just stop. What's your name?
Peter.
Okay, Peter. This is how it's going to be. If you interrupt me again, I'll throw you off this roof. And if you pollute anyone here with your advice, I'll throw you off the roof. Is that clear enough for you?
Yeah.
What's that?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Now, that there is the bulk catch. When the magazine is empty...
The roaming as far south as the mall now.
Then it's only a matter of time before they clash with the True Sons for real.
There's been a few skirmishes already.
Too bad we just can't sit back and let them kill each other off.
The Hyena Council is just a bunch of chicken shit gangsters. Shouldn't be too hard to encourage them to turn on one another.
I'd love to see that.
Wouldn't we all? Listen, how's Ellie doing?
Can't say. She doesn't talk much.
At least she's here. With you.
Yeah. It's pretty bad out there, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm not sure we'll survive the spring. But hey, can't give up, right?
Extremist malice.
Indeed.
Ugh, can you see yourself doing this day after day? Rising at dawn, tending to this pitiful little garden, living on mush and a prayer? Always afraid?
Yeah. I never thought it'd be this much work, just to survive.
That's what I'm saying. The hyenas just take what they want when they want. We're fucked anyway. Might as well have some fun going out.
And what is your idea of fun? Maybe it's threatening to shoot a kid in the face. When her one surviving parent refuses to give you their last can of food.
No.
Or maybe you just like bashing heads in with a baseball bat, while the next poor fucker in line begs for mercy. That's who the hyenas are. But hey, go. I won't stop you. And I also won't hesitate to pull the trigger if I see you running with them.
I guess we'll stay.
Where'd you take him? Is he still alive?
What's that? All I hear is some bitch that keeps yapping.
This is the situation, hun. I can hear your teeth grinding from across the room. About an hour from now, you'll be pissing yourself while pleading with me for a fix.
Fuck off.
We can wait until then. Or you can answer my questions and I'll give you what you need before you start embarrassing yourself. All right. Let me know if you change your mind.
Wait. Damn you. Wait. I gave him to the council. I'm pretty sure they'll kill him.
Fuck. Good dog. Here. I see you hanging out with Peter a lot these days.
So what?
He's bad news is what?
Bad news? God, do you have to be so old school? It's embarrassing.
I know you two are sneaking out at night.
So what if we are? You can't lock me in here.
I just want you to appreciate the risks you're taking.
Well, I got some bad news for you, Mom. It's the fucking apocalypse, okay? Being alive is a risk. We're just trying to have some fun in this hellhole.
Those hyenas might seem like fun to you now, But they'll turn on you in a second if they can gain anything from it.
Look, Peter knows them, okay? They won't hurt us.
No, Ellie. Don't do that. Don't trust them. They don't care about anything but themselves. Please remember that, if nothing else.
Okay, Mom.
You gotta lay off that crap, Peter. Look around you, for God's sake.
I am. Do you know what I see?
What?
Nothing. Endless days of nothing. It's all gone. We think we can restore it, but it's gone. Maybe someone's grandkids would experience something close to what we used to have, but for you and me, buddy, fucking nothing.
And you think getting high on that shit is the answer?
No. There's no answer. We're all gonna die. Probably sooner than we think. Might as well enjoy myself a bit on the way.
Stop it, Peter. This is not you.
I didn't think so either. But I also thought I'd be dating Maya and studying for my finals right about now.
All right. If you're set on self-destructing, I can't stop you. But I'll be around if you change your mind. It's not nothing.
It is to me. Now leave me alone. I got some self-destructing to do.
We can't rely on the grid. If we want this to work, we have to generate our own power, solar and wind.
I haven't seen many wind turbine props lying around, have you?
There are other ways to harness wind.
Yeah? Enlighten me.
We use a balloon and the Magnus effect.
That's not... Or... maybe... Well, we need a hell of a lot of cable. And helium.
And balloon material. But I bet all of that will be easier to scavenge than a large enough prop.
We need a winch as well.
There's one on the Humvee down the street. We could use that to build a prototype and then scale it up.
What if the hyenas use a balloon for target practice?
If we get it as high as it needs to be, that shouldn't be a problem. We're talking a moving target at like 600 yards. It would take one hell of a sniper.
All right, it's worth a try. Want to go pick up that winch?
Sure. I'll get my plate carrier.
Colonel Ridgeway, refugees are swarming in from all over the city. We've got too many of them to handle.
Look here. We're wasting resources on these people.
What do you suggest, sir?
Send them to Roosevelt. This is no longer about prevention. It's about damage control.
But, sir, they won't listen.
Tell them we've got food and medicine. They'll follow you like moths to a flame. If you get any resistance, go straight to Plan B.
Plan B?
You make them follow you. It's better that they're interned. At least they'll die in one place.
What's the status on those fortifications? You almost done?
Not even close. It's taking forever. These fuckers are useless.
Maybe you're not properly motivating them.
I tried everything I could think of, short of murdering them all.
We captured some guys the other day that seemed pretty fit. I'll have Carlos bring them over.
Good to hear. How many?
Half a dozen. 4 men, 2 women.
That ought to make a difference. Maybe get us back on track.
Do yourself a favor. Pick your weakest worker and make an example out of him for the others.
Understood.
We got 8 casualties, sir. 3 KIA, 2 expected.
Now, tell me what happened, son.
Fucking outcast came running in, screaming. We lit him up, but he was too close. He just exploded.
You did well. You did all you could.
What the fuck is wrong with those people?
Don't you worry. We'll make it right. We'll wipe them off the face of the earth.
General, there's a woman here. Says she's a representative of the theater settlement. Wants to speak with you.
What about?
She wants to negotiate.
Negotiate? Why would we want to negotiate with those people?
Stand by, sir. I'll ask her. Sir, she thinks a truce could be mutually beneficial.
Shoot her, Lieutenant.
Sir?
Shoot her and dump her body where those cowards will find it. And if anybody else comes to negotiate, shoot them too. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Hold still. There you go. Better already.
What's his prognosis?
Colonel Ridgeway, not good, sir. He took a bullet.
We've tried penicillin, but his wound has festered. I thought morphine might ease his pain.
How's our supply cache?
Truthfully, sir, we're running low. And not just in supplies, but manpower, too. We've got civilians piling up outside the doors. Under these conditions, it's difficult to separate the infected from the healthy. The doctor's expecting a new shipment this afternoon, but it almost certainly won't be enough for everybody.
Pack all this up and move it out to the barracks.
But, sir, we can't just...
Are you questioning my orders, trooper? Well?
No, sir. Right away, sir. What about the patient?
Put him back where you found him. He's a dead man anyway.
This court determines that you, Colonel Antoine Ridgeway, have been found guilty of violating the Uniform Code of Military Justice for the crimes of unlawful detention, failure to obey an order or regulation, and murder. You will therefore be stripped of all ranks and titles pertaining to your service in the armed forces and detained until further notice. Mr. Ridgeway, would you like to make a final statement? Very well.
General, do you know anything about these mortar rounds they're asking us to ship over to the plaza?
I do. Make sure they get what they need.
Can I ask what they're planning to do with them?
Why? Is something troubling you?
I just don't understand what we're doing there. Doesn't seem like there's anything of importance in the area.
Well, we have problems to solve. And to do that, we have to be open-minded about how to solve them.
Understood, General. The castle is Sergeant Snow's territory, General Ridgeway.
Mike Snow, Captain Wilson. He's a deserter. We don't address traitors by rank.
Sorry, sir. Word has it he's operating an open-door policy.
He was always weak.
They've got refugees crowding in by the hour. The worst this city has to offer. Nothing but degenerates and backstabbers.
And what good are they? That place will become a breeding ground for the virus. We must tackle the problem at the source. It's time to start cleaning up this city. Let's see how this DC-62 of yours holds up. We've underestimated the division for far too long.
They've hit us hard, sir. But we've still got the numbers.
Numbers don't guarantee victory. We need to change our strategy.
We could buoy up our defenses. The hyenas and outcasts won't last long with the division around. If we had less to contend with, perhaps...
That's out of the question. We are not scavengers, we are true sons. We will not hole up in the garrison like a bunch of cowards. We must launch an offensive while we have the chance.
I advise caution, General Ridgeway. We could lose a lot of good soldiers.
This is a war, Sergeant. We either lose soldiers or we lose control. Mr. Williams.
Yes, sir. Welcome.
What a lovely place you have here. Even through all these troubles, you still manage to keep it quaint. I like that.
Thank you, sir.
You know, a home says a lot about a person's character. You know what your home tells me about you?
No, sir.
It says you're assiduous and orderly. Perhaps a little too much. But you're certainly responsible. Must be nice to live in peace and quiet. Unfortunately for us, there's a price for defending communities such as this. But at least you are keeping out of harm's way.
General,
Before we came here, we ran into a neighbor of yours. He didn't seem to appreciate the good work we do around here. And I couldn't accept that, not after all my men have been through. But I don't think we're gonna have the same problem. Like I said, a house tells you a lot about a person. I can see that you're compassionate. Generous.
please, just take what you want.
That really is mighty kind, Mr. Williams. People like you are making a real difference. It's inspiring. We'll be back in a week. I trust you'll have more for us then.
Boss says the situation is legit.
Then it's legit, but that don't mean any of this is doable.
These are some very powerful individuals, apparently. Capable of pulling strings on folks that don't even realize they're puppets.
Pretty much guarantees a double cross, then. Guys like us are a loose end for people who don't want loose ends.
Our boss has some thoughts about that. Thinks we'll have sufficient leverage to come out okay. I think he's envisioning us as the Praetorian Guard of the new dynasty.
Well, he's ambitious, I'll give him that.
Don't forget, we have ridiculous firepower.
That does tip the scales a bit.
Raptor Base, this is Raptor 2-7. Keep your hands on your goddamn head!
2-7, this is Raptor Base. Go ahead.
We intercepted some individuals that claim to be from the theater settlement.
Understood, 2-7. They sound a little unruly.
They're a bit feisty, that's for sure. What should we do with them?
Depends how much paperwork you want to do.
As little as possible?
Then it's best they never existed.
I see your point. Probably even better if we don't discharge our firearms.
You catch on fast, 2-7.
How's Bonnie fitting in?
The others think he's a rabid fucking weasel. They aren't wrong.
Yeah, well, you need to make it work.
It'll work just fine. I ain't yet met a Bronco I can't break.
How soon will the unit be ready to deploy then?
It depends on the assignment. We could be ready tomorrow if we're just cracking heads, but more complicated targets will require custom training.
Look, nothing fancy for now, but there's a lot of groundwork to lay. Obstacles to be knocked down.
Knocking shit down is my specialty.
Yeah, I know it is, Bar, but you be ready to move out in a week, and no fuck-ups.
You have my personal guarantee.
He's left-handed.
Huh?
He would have held the pistol in his left hand.
Big fucking deal. You think anyone's going to notice?
I think we had best not take chances unless we want to face the consequences.
Whatever.
Wipe the grip and do the job properly.
Fine.
There. You happy? Of course not. This situation is completely fucked.
Oh, Mendez wasn't going to unfuck it. That's for damn sure.
Can't dispute that.
We have to assume there were no survivors.
So what does that mean for us?
A new plan and a new enemy.
Division?
Bingo.
Then we need to do something about their advantages.
That's the new plan.
Where are we supposed to get that kind of intel?
We already have it. I got a list of key targets right here.
We're seriously going after the division?
We are seriously going after them, and we are going after them seriously. We are gonna gag them, blind them, kick them in the nuts, and steal their lunch money. This is gonna be fun.
We finally agree on something.
In a stand-up fight, a couple of division agents ain't nothing to worry about. The problem is getting them in a stand-up fight. They're crafty fuckers.
They've got a vulnerability. Same one anybody has when they're trying to protect something.
There are also traitors among them that we can use to our advantage.
The first step is to cripple their network. That'll expose them, make them weak. Then, we start picking them off.
Our primary task is to reclaim the capital from the hostile forces that presently control it. These include operatives of the Strategic Homeland Division, now considered a rogue agency that must be brought to heel. Civilian militias and remnants of the three dominant factions active within the area of operations must disarm and submit to the rule of law, or they will be classified as insurgent groups and dealt with accordingly. We've seen little evidence that anyone in this shithole of a city intends to play nice. So I advise that you shoot first and shoot last. It is notoriously easier to negotiate.
What is this thing, exactly?
It's a medication that cures viral sicknesses, in the way the antibiotics cure bacterial sicknesses.
Probably would have been pretty useful 7 or 8 months ago.
There were a couple different broad-spectrum drugs in clinical trials at the time, but mass production was out of the question, even if they'd been fast-tracked.
So where did this one come from?
Facility in Ann Arbor. We're chasing that down separately. Now, your task is to recover those doses that were shipped to D.C.
What are we gonna do with them?
God damn it, use your imagination, Bar. Who's not gonna sell their soul for a miracle cure?
Hyenas?
That's what they call themselves. Don't ask me.
Huh.
They're essentially an alliance of gangs led by a council of representatives from the toughest subgroups.
Federation of assholes.
Pretty much.
What about the True Sons?
Former JTF commander went bad. Started his own private army. They've been the dominant group in D.C. for a while, when it comes to territory and firepower.
And the outcasts?
Crazies.
That's very incisive, Brenner.
They survived a forced quarantine, got fucked over pretty bad. They're pissed about it. Now they're on the rampage. Typical terror-style tactics, mostly, dabbling in biological warfare.
What the fuck is wrong with people?
Like I said, crazies.
Well, they're all the division's problem for the time being, but, maybe we can destabilize the situation a bit?
Hyenas are probably the best bet. Feed them some material support, they'll be a thorn in everybody's side, and they aren't organized enough to present a serious problem in the long term.
Good recommendation, Eli. I'll talk to the boss.
Situation's changed. I need you to back off the division.
Back off how far?
All the way.
Well, that's pretty fucking far.
Look, you got a problem with that, Bar?
Well, hell no, boss. I'm just surprised is all. It's not like you to call off a hunt.
Look, you know how it goes in this business. Today's enemies are tomorrow's friends. If there's a way we can all come out of this as teammates, so much the better.
You really think the division is gonna play ball?
Doesn't seem unreasonable to expect them to keep doing their fucking jobs.
That's not answering the question.
You know how it goes in this business.